Throws it behind and almost picked off. It is picked off. It was behind the receiver. That's Mike Batts picking it off for Driscoll Catholic.
Great job on this play. You'll see what we're going to have just a slant-in pattern right here. He is open, but Luke Drone drops back. He throws the ball, and you're going to have the safety come back. Batts right here. He's right here. He picks it, the ball off after the tip. Good catch, good hands. Great hands. You know, it's interesting. That whole defensive backfield lead, all junior. So I thought they'd be really tested today, but so far they're up to the challenge.
A 28-0 lead here, a minute 51 left in the first half.
You can just see these guys come up to the line of scrimmage. They're hungry. This Driscoll team, they want another score before half.
This looks like a pro offense here tonight. Here's the pitch to Gebhardt, left side. He picks up about 4 or 5. Gebhardt now 124 yards in the first half.
Looks like he's limping a little bit there. He's probably just tired.
He's worn out. I'm worn out just watching it.
You know, they've been able to get to the corner. Gebhardt has been able really to get outside anytime he wants. They're going to have to contain them and bottle him and send him back inside of those linebackers. They can't let him just run to the outside or he's just going to continue to kill them.
2nd and 5. Gebhardt in motion. Mahaney in the shotgun. Lots of time. Has a man. Adjusts on the ball. It's Gebhardt. Who else? And he's brought down at about the 22-yard line. Pick up a 24 on the play.
Everything's going right for Driscoll. Here there was great coverage. He runs just a swing up the sidelines and really good coverage. And just Gebhardt makes the adjustment to the ball and the defensive back just doesn't see it. Gebhardt catches it. Another huge gain for Driscoll. Everything is going their way.
Driscoll Catholic will take timeout with 1 minute left in the first half. Matt Mahaney, 6 of 8, passing 160 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Very impressive in the first half from Driscoll. Really, I'm surprised. I really thought that this would be a closer game. Again, I don't know, maybe it was the motion thing. They just didn't know how to handle that, the revenge factor coming in Mount Carmel. But Driscoll has done a fantastic job, really, on the shoulders of Gebhardt. There you see the stats for Driscoll. During the regular season, they averaged 33 points a game, only giving up 10 points. The playoffs, a little bit less on offense, but again, their defense is held strong. Last week against Princeton, they only gave up 3 points on defense, and they've held this Mount Carmel offense, which is very, very potent, to nothing in the first half.
16 yards rushing, 30 yards passing for Mount Carmel.
Yeah, 46 yards total offense in the first half.
290 yards for Driscoll Catholic. And that domination shows up on the scoreboard. They lead 28-0. They have the ball here, driving again. Mahaney caught from behind. That's Nick Winters, the linebacker. 9 sacks coming into tonight's ball game.
Nice play by Winters again. If he doesn't make that play, Mahaney is off to the races.
Here's Mahaney back to throw again. Looks, runs out of time. And it's Chris Johnston bringing him down.
That was a coverage sack again. Mount Carmel that time were all over their receivers. Mahaney could do nothing but just take the sack. You'd like to see, though, Mahaney just throw the ball away in this point because you don't want to take sacks with only the clock running down. Now we only got 15 seconds to go.
Mahaney back to throw. This team is not just going to go into the locker room with a 28-point lead. They're still aggressive, completing the pass that time to number 44, Billy Morris, who has a touchdown catch earlier. 9 seconds on the clock.
Looks like they're going to take timeout here.
Now, they're not content with this 28-point lead.
No. Well, they're already in field goal range. They've done a great job all year on field goals. They've made 10 of 16. Rick Albreski, 10 of 16 again, like last year. He was the hero, and they know they could at least have a great shot at 3 right now.
Up next, Class 3A state championship, DuQuoin at 12-1, taking on Immaculate Conception, also out of the Suburban Catholic Conference, the same conference that brings us Driscoll Catholic here tonight. Aledo won 41-40 in overtime over Carthage to win the 2A championship. and it was South Beloit big over El Paso to win the 1A. Again, they've kind of flipped things around. We went 2A, then 1A, now 4A and 3A, give the different classes a chance to play at different times down here in Champaign.
Yeah, well, you know, you get up early in the morning for that 10 o'clock game if you're a 1A team. That gets old after a while, so I think it's just nice to give a little change of pace for everybody.
Ironic, though, Carthage was a 1A team and played the 10 o'clock game. Now they're 2A and they played the 10 o'clock game again. 9 seconds left. Here's Mahaney looking for Turner in the end zone. Touchdown! What a great catch. Greg Turner.
What a clinic we're seeing today on the offensive side of the football for Driscoll. Executing perfectly, a great thrown ball, and then an awesome catch in the corner. Just a great play. Mount Carmel, they're just shaking their heads. They don't know what's happened to them.
The sideline, the stands on the Mount Carmel side, silent right now.
They've been standing the whole game. Now they're standing in disbelief, I think.
Who can blame him? Albreski, good again. 3 seconds left. It's 35-0. Driscoll Catholic with the lead. It's been all Driscoll Catholic so far.
Well, we got a good look at Turner, haven't we? 2 touches, 2 touchdowns, fantastic catch. Those are the plays he's made all year for him, and that's why he's their star player.
Here's another look. Mahaney now 8 of 10, 4 touchdown passes here in the first half. Beautiful throw here to Turner. He made the catch, just waited for the official to make sure and then give us the signal that he was in the end zone. And Turner, an outstanding catch. 41 catches on the year.
Mahaney knew before the snap who he was going to, and it's a good decision. Anytime you throw the ball Greg Turner's way, you're making a good choice.
Matt Mahaney has already tied the 4A state championship game title with his 4th touchdown pass, and we got 24 minutes to play. 24 minutes and 3 seconds. Unbelievable start.
And I doubt, because of this offense, they probably will not be running the ball second half. They'll probably continue to throw.
Albreski to kick off. And that's Morris picking it up, looking for yardage and finding none. Great coverage by the Driscoll Catholic kickoff team. And that is how the first half will end. Domination by the men in black and gold. Driscoll Catholic 35-0 over Mount Carmel. An amazing, amazing first half display by the Highlanders.
Yeah, they've executed very, very well. They've obviously done a great job in preparation for this game. And I think their team speed has been evident, both on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball.
Kurt Pegler is with genius Tim Rackey.
That's right, Lee. Tim Rackey, the head coach of the team that's up 35-0 Driscoll. Coach, has your team, maybe in the history of the school, ever played a better first half than that?
Well, we played some halves this year that have been outstanding, just like the one you just saw, so I'm pleased. That's why I'm not getting overly excited. I want to see how we come out in the third quarter, because we played really well like this before. We've come out a little flat, so that's why I'm going to be very poised right now. But I'm pleased. They played very hard and very well.
It seems like Anthony Gebhardt just is having his way out there.
He's the heart and soul of our team, and I think he proved it in that half for everybody here to see, that he doesn't quit. His motor's always running. He gets it done because he practices the way he plays.
Great first half.
Thank you very much.
All right, Addison Driscoll with an impressive first half, up 35-0 over Mount Carmel in the Class 4A state championship game. Back with halftime after these messages and a local break. We're joined now by the Driscoll High School cheerleading squad, and I think you guys have smiles on your faces for a very, very good reason right now. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a first half like that, like your team played today?
Yeah, we have really good boys.
I'd say at this point, everybody's speechless around here. I guess even the cheerleaders. I know you said that you've got one of your squad members is not with you. She's homesick. And tell us about that.
Oh, we're missing one of our girls because she's sick today. But we love her a lot and we miss her a lot. We just want to say
Well, she's missing out on a pretty good performance. What's it been like all year long to be cheering for a championship team that's coming back to the championship? It's been fun this year, hasn't it?
It's been great. We've had a really great season, and we're really proud of our boys. They're a great team. We love them.
What do you have on your cheeks? I'm seeing these things that are kind of on your cheeks here.
It says gold and black attack. They're our tattoos. They're like cheek cheers. We all wear them.
Every game, huh? Well, they've certainly brought good luck here. As we're getting a nice close-up of them. All right, you guys going to do a cheer for us? All right. Why don't you stand up, or maybe you're already in place. I don't know, but this is the Addison Driscoll High School cheerleading squad who's going to perform a cheer for us.
We're Driscoll. We're proud. Let go. Let's shout it out. We're Driscoll. We're proud. Let go. Let's shout it out. We're Driscoll. We're proud. Let go. Let's shout it out. We're Driscoll.
All right, very good, ladies. Congratulations on what's been a great year in the first half so far, and entertain us again in the second half, all right? All right, that's the for second half action. It's halftime. It's 35-0. Addison Driscoll leading Mount Carmel in the IHSA State Championship game in Class 4A. Bill Lowdy is joining us. He is the head official, I guess you'd say, in the state of Illinois. One of your responsibilities, and I know Bill, is kind of grading out officials and evaluating where they're at. Tell me about that process and how that is.
To get this status, to get
5-0. Driscoll Catholic, the lead over Mount Carmel. This game billed as the rematch of last year's 4A championship game that went to double overtime. It was a great ball game. This was very lopsided, but it's 35-0, but it's been an entertaining first half.
Yeah, it has. The Driscoll offense really has just been phenomenal. Matt Mahaney, you see him here. Here's the great fake to Turner, the little dump. And this was, man, we saw a lot of in the first half. Anthony Gephardt, and here he goes up the sideline, makes one move there, then gets into the end zone, and I think they saw a little bit too much of Anthony Gephardt in the first half.
One touchdown rushing, one receiving. Here's Mahaney again, who just, I'm very impressed with him.
Yeah, Mahaney does a great job. They double covered Turner, and he realized it and hit Billy Morris right down the middle. Great effort by Billy, and another touchdown.
That one covered 56 yards. Then it was Gephardt on a 44-yard touchdown run here.
Yeah, he made people miss all half. He gets to the outside, then makes great open field running moves, and then makes the great touchdown. Now, here's Matt Mahaney avoiding the rush and then hitting Greg Turner in the corner. Very simple, right on the money.
First time Turner touched the ball in the first half.
Yep, and here Matt Mahaney, he knew he was going to go to. They threw the fade in the corner to Greg Turner, makes the great catch, and there it is, another touchdown for Turner.
And we want to apologize. There's some Mount Carmel fans out there, and we want to apologize. We don't have any first half highlights to show you. We're sorry. We really are. And hopefully they will come back and get back in this ball game in the second half. Great showing from Mount Carmel here tonight. Score, I mean, you know, this is just going to be lopsided on every number if you look at it right here. 13 first downs, only 2 for Mount Carmel. Look at the yards.
Unbelievable. You've got 46 yards for Mount Carmel. They average 413 yards a game. They only have 46. On the flip side, over 300 yards in the first half alone for Driscoll. Unbelievable showcase from Driscoll.
And they really don't have that much of an advantage time of possession either. Third down conversions, 2 of 7 for Mount Carmel, 4 of 5 for Driscoll. Yep. Rushing yards, there's a big stat right there, 129 to 16.
Yeah, it's just a one-sided game all up and down the stats. Really, I think what Mount Carmel just has to do now is just establish themselves a little bit, get Luke Drone some confidence, and just play football. And you never know. They've got to play great defense. They've got to try to keep Gephardt contained a little bit. But it's a big uphill battle here for Mount Carmel in the second half.
And Tim Rackey told Kurt, after the end of the first half, before we went to the halftime break, you know, I'm guardedly optimistic, kind of is what he said. You know, yeah, I like the 35-0, but I'm not taking anything for granted here. This is a good Mount Carmel team, and they can come back and make a game of this. We'll be back with more from Memorial Stadium after this local break. And you were talking earlier about the youth in their defensive backfield, and that hasn't been a problem so far for them either.
They start 7 juniors on the defensive side of the ball, and they're just making great plays. That says a lot about that team next year. 7 juniors.
Rick Albreski to kick off. Mount Carmel will get the ball and the win to start the second half. This is Morris with it. To the 15, to the 20, and he's wrapped up there. Mike Bass on the tackle after a gain of 16.
Well, I assume we're going to see Luke Drone back in shotgun formation here. They really don't need to mess with the formation that's going to run the ball, spread them out, start throwing the ball, and count on Luke Drone to get him down the field.
Not too many sad faces in that Mount Carmel crowd.
Well,
still a lot of football left.
That's right.
If anybody can bring this team back, I'd like to let number 2 have a chance. He takes it himself. Goes forward for a couple.
They're very committed to running on first down so far today. They really haven't averaged that. I'd say they're averaging 2 or 3 yards per play on first down.
Drone rushed for 813 yards this season and 7 touchdowns.
His arm is what they got to get hot right now.
2nd and 7 for the Golden Aces. They've faced 2nd and long pretty much all night. Drone in the shotgun. Throws into double coverage, ball tipped. There's a flag on the play, a late flag.
Looks like they might get defensive holding or pass interference out there on Greg Turner.
Matt Kish was in on the coverage as well, and it is against the Highlanders.
Well, they tried to get the ball to Michael Brewer, who's really been their big play guy this year. He's only had this game 2 catches for 27 yards.
Pass interference. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I like the decision to try to get the ball into Brewer's hands.
So it'll be first down and 10 for Mount Carmel. Little ray of light for the Golden Aces.
There's a lot of pressure now on the offensive line of Mount Carmel because Driscoll knows they're going to have to throw the football, and they're just pinning their ears back, trying to get pressure on Drone.
Drone in the shotgun, running the option now. Has a lane, gets out to the 45 and brought down at about the 48-yard line.
Nice
Maybe the
play.
biggest gain of the night for Luke Drone.
It is, and that's the first time they've run the option play. And they got to the outside. They have been trying to run Luke Drone between the tackles. Now they finally came outside, had some success, picked up 10 yards and a first down. I'm actually surprised they're not going no huddle. Right now they're down 35-0, 7 touchdowns. They need to take the lead here. I'm very surprised they're not in the no huddle.
Well, this is kind of new ground, new territory for Mount Carmel. Drone gives to Morris. Ryan Morris met by a host of tacklers and drags them to about the 50. Tranchitella in there on the stop.
Trying to just keep them honest. I think that defensive front, so they don't just play pass every single play. But they won't see many more of those runs, I don't think, this second half.
Here's an amateur coach play call right here. How about a little play action on the next first down and 10 for Mount Carmel?
I would love to see it. I've been calling for it. I've been calling for it all game.
Maybe that's what they're trying to set up. Drone again in the shotgun, under 10 minutes to go now, third quarter. Fakes to Morris. Here comes the pressure. Drone throws, incomplete, intended for Wayne Hamill on the near sideline.
Great job there by Luke Drone just to get rid of the ball and not take a sack. Did a good job coming off the corner to put pressure on him. He avoided it and just got rid of the ball so they didn't take the 7-yard loss.
How do you like those new helmets?
I like those helmets.
Kind of the hockey helmet look there.
That's right.
Some traditionalists aren't too fond of those, I know.
Well, the gold helmets are in for this game.
You bet.
Everybody loves the gold helmet.
A little bit like Boston College against Notre Dame down there tonight. 9:52 to go, third quarter, 35-0. Mount Carmel trying to get something going. Trips receivers left. Drone to fake. Had a man, but unfortunately for him, the man was Greg Turner. Lee Anderson was the intended receiver, but
Anderson just came down the field on a little post route, was wide open. You'll see it right here.
There's actually Kish on the defense.
Here it comes. He's wide open, right across the middle. Drone just throws the ball a little too high. He's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. He's got to hit those, though. He's wide open for the first down. He's got to deliver right on the numbers. They need to move the chains and keep the drive going.
Brings up 4th down and 8. They really don't have much choice down 35-0, do they? 0 for 1 on 4th down. Here's Drone back to throw. Goes deep and throws out of bounds. Brewer, the intended receiver, and he was well covered that time. Greg Turner, excuse me, in on the coverage there.
They're going to have a hard time going down the field. They're going to have to run crossing routes. They've got a defense where they're playing man-to-man up front and 2 safeties behind. It's going to be very difficult to get the ball down the field. You need to start running some crossing routes, get him going across the field to shake loose those defenders.
So Driscoll Catholic will get the ball back on downs. 9:42 to go, 3rd quarter. They lead at 35-0. I think Greg said it earlier, a clinic. Big time yardage for Jason Schultz. He's going to go all the way unless they come up with a tackle inside the 10, and they do.
Great run.
Mike Cheeseman saved a touchdown after a 42-yard gain by Jason Schultz.
It's a very, very simple play you see here. They just turn, they give the ball right up here on a little trap play. He goes, the great stiff arm happens right about here. Does a great job using his strength, and then he's off to the races. Right here you see the stiff arm, and then he's gone. Does a nice job avoiding the defender here. Picks up an extra 10 yards.
1st and goal from the 8. Schultz gets the handoff again. He's inside the 5 now.
They like to give the ball to Schultz right here. He's their bruiser. Sometimes they'll either give it to him or he'll lead up on a linebacker and they'll foul Gephardt right behind him.
232 yards on the season coming into tonight. 4 touchdowns for Jason Schultz.
It's kind of been one of those games that you kind of dream of as an offensive coordinator. Whatever you're calling is working, whether they run it or whether they throw it. These Driscoll Highlanders are executing.
2nd and goal from the 4. Backs in the eye. Schultz is the 2nd man through, and he's down to about the 2-yard line.
That's something I haven't seen before. They switched. They put Schultz back at the back of the eye, and they led with Gephardt in there. Usually it's the other way around. Usually got the big boy up front and the little guy behind. They're pulling out everything tonight, Lee.
Spreading the wealth a little bit here. Gephardt already with 128 yards.
Oh, man, I like that helmet. See that helmet? You can tell he's had some hits, scraping the paint off.
3rd and goal, 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Driscoll Catholic trying to add to their 35-0 lead. Did we call that a power eye?
That was the power eye right
Bowls in from 2 yards out. And it's another Driscoll touchdown.
Nothing fancy. Turn and give the ball to your big man, and he just takes a defender and pulls him into the end zone. You don't see them give the ball really to that power eye back very often, but it seems like anything they call today has been successful.
Rick Albreski back to kick another extra point. Perfect on the night. And adds another one there. 42-0, Driscoll Catholic the lead. Back with more after this network break. .752 left, 42-0, Driscoll Catholic to kick off. Mount Carmel unable to solve the mystery here tonight. As the wind shifted, I guess it has, because Albreski kicks that one into the end zone. We've seen that today, but going the other way, and the wind has changed directions here.
Here's a look at the touchdown. Usually the blocking back right there just goes in and leads on a linebacker. They decide to give it to Schultz, and he bowls in for the 1-yard score.
His 5th touchdown of the season. I love those guys with those big shoulder pads and neck rolls.
Yeah.
They're great.
Makes them look like they're about 250 pounds.
Oh, man. Luke Drone under center. There's the pass on 1st down, Coach.
I like it.
Complete to Brewer. Gain of 5.
You can see the strength of Luke Drone's arm there. good drop, good mechanics, fires the ball right into Brewer's hands, 5-yard gain.
He's a heck of an athlete, a basketball player as well, he pitches on the baseball team, so you know he's got a good arm.
Yeah, our viewers around the state haven't really seen the Luke Drone I think that many of their opponents has seen. This guy is a tremendous athlete, tremendous passer and runner.
Threw for 4 touchdowns, rushed for another one in the state championship game a year ago. Here's the flex bone on 2nd and 5. The give, and no gain there for the Bus. Tyler Bus.
Mr. Schultz met him right in the hole.
Tyler, don't call me Jerome Bettis, Bus. He had a shoulder injury. He only played the first quarter of the semifinal game against Hillsborough, but he's back in there tonight. Darren Peach and his staff huddling on the sideline, trying to figure out a way to get something going here offensively against Driscoll Catholic. And these guys, this defense held Princeton to 17 yards in the second half a week ago. They have been doing this pretty consistently, allowing only 10.5 points a game. And there is movement on the Driscoll Catholic side of the line.
That's one way to get yards. Get him to jump off sides.
Luke Moreau's jumped and then fell back on his behind and held his helmet. He knew he messed up.
Defense. 5-yard penalty with a first down.
Talking to coaches in the Suburban Catholic, they have really emphasized that Driscoll doesn't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They don't make penalties. That's one of the reasons they've been so successful the last couple of years. They don't make mistakes, and when you make one, they capitalize on it. They're methodical in what they do, and they execute very, very well.
1st and 10 now for the Golden Aces. Drone with the give to Bus, and he gets about 4 yards on 1st down.
Well, Tyler Bus is a junior. He'll be back again next year. They've got both backs coming back, both Bus and their other running back, Ryan Morris, both juniors. Ryan Morris, 6'1", 195, and the Bus is 6'1", 225. So they've got a good group of running backs coming back next season.
2nd and 6. We approach the 5-minute mark. Drone back to throw. Can't find anybody. Nice adjustment on the ball by Brewer, but it was over his head. He was running a sideline route and then cut inside at the last minute to try and adjust to that ball, but
there just aren't guys open, Lee. They're doing a great job back there uncovering their receivers. Number 1, Mike Batts, great coverage. He's done actually a great job all game covering Brewer. We have Turner and Batts are both covering Turner, and they've done, or excuse me, covering Michael Brewer, and they've done a good job. Another 3rd and long here from Mount Carmel.
$70 yards total offense for Mount Carmel, 362 for Driscoll. Here's a give to the Bus. He's still on his feet and down almost at midfield, about the 49-yard line. 1st down for the Golden Aces.
Well, you heard a little bit of cheering from the crowd over there on the other side of the field. Mount Carmel gets their 6th first down of the game, get to midfield. They haven't been across midfield in a long time.
Before the game, Darren Peach said the Driscoll Catholic defense is probably the best we've faced all year. I think he would probably remove the probably from his statement if we were to ask him now. Drone back to throw. Nobody open, Coach. And Kish there. Had a tip at it, trying for the interception.
Yeah, there was nobody to throw to again. The defensive backfield, Driscoll, again, doing a great job. Luke Drone's got to be frustrated because nobody is open. I'd like to see him run a couple crossing routes across the field to try to get away from that underneath coverage of Driscoll.
You thinking shorter patterns?
Yeah, a little shorter. Just get him running across the field to get away. They're playing a lot of man right now.
Fakes the give, pitches instead to Summers, and he's out of bounds at the 45. They'll bring up 3rd and about a long 4.
The option's really been their best running play. You saw it earlier to Luke Drone. He got about a 10-yard gain early on the option play when he kept it. Here he pitches it, and that's been a nice play for him. They fake to the fullback. Luke Jones comes down. He reads the end. End takes him. He pitches it out. They get a nice gain on the play. Plus, he gets out of bounds. When you're trying to come back, it never hurts to get out of bounds.
Jake Summers' first carry of the night. Here's the option back this way, and stepping up is Mike Batts, the big stop in the backfield. He came up and put a lick on Ryan Morris. Mike Batts, junior cornerback.
Great reactions here. Did a great job making him pitch the ball, and then Batts comes in with a big hit. Plus, he had friends. Gephardt's right there. Excellent job again. But again, it's the great quickness of Driscoll's defense showing up in another 4th down and long situation for Mount Carmel.
Minute 50 left. 3rd quarter. 4th and 10. Golden Ace is going for it. Drone looks deep, has a man. It's Brewer, and he can't hang on. Oh, my goodness. It was there. Couldn't reel it in.
Great call. Little play action pass. Brewer comes down, runs the corner route, and wide open, and just does not catch the ball.
Here's another look.
Fake right here. Good fake. He sets up. Nice step up. Delivers a strike right to Brewer in stride. Goes right through his hands.
Oh, that's got to kill you if you're a coach.
It's so frustrating, too, because he's made so many great plays for him all year. It's just kind of been the day that they've had.
39 receptions on the year. 42-0 our score. Driscoll Catholic. And now flags on the play.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
It's an illegal substitution on Driscoll.
A little confusion on Driscoll's part. It's tough to maintain focus when you're ahead 42-0, I'll bet.
You'd have to say that's about their first mistake offensively of the night, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's been quite a show for these Highlanders. 12-1 coming into this game. 1st and 15 now. Mahaney hands off as Schultz again. He's getting a little more airtime. FaceTime on the TV. 2 yards on the gain.
Mike Cheeseman stepped up in there and made a nice pop on Mr. Schultz.
And a change at quarterback. Danny Swick will come in. Danny Swick will take over for Matt Mahaney, and that is huge for Greg Bradshaw. We'll explain why after this. 42-0 our score after 3 quarters. Back after this local break. Score. And it's Swick taking over. And handing instead, as we've got some substitutions, Mike Segretti, a 5'9" junior. So Tim Rackey getting some subs in, and that's good news for Greg Bradshaw, who holds the 4A title game passing record, 280 yards. He was getting a little nervous. Matt Mahaney had 183 yards passing in the first half. And your son, I think, was more excited than you were. He wants to keep Dad in the record books.
You know what? Nobody even knows but my son and maybe my dad. That's about it. This is great to see, other players get into the game. It's a great opportunity to play in the state championship, and Driscoll and soon Mount Carmel will let everybody play.
Start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 3rd down.
And some of the new guys haven't been in the game too much. They called for the penalty.
It's pretty much an entire new group now for Driscoll on the offensive side.
And we'll do our best to let you know who's in there. 3rd down and 15 for the Highlanders. And it's Mike Sremek met at the line of scrimmage. You know, I've spent about half of my life the last week on the IHSA website. Anything you need to know is right there. Go to IHSA.org. You can check out information stations throughout the state. It'll be carrying those games for you. Driscoll Catholic, the punt. This is Brewer catching it at about his own 22 and then heading the wrong way. Now he's going cross field. Loses it. It rolls out of bounds, and Mount Carmel will have it. That was about a 50-yard run for a 3-yard gain.
Well, you know, he's trying to make something happen. So it's not really a bad play trying to get to the wide side of the field. You're trying to make a big play happen. Anything that can try to get a big play is important at this time.
One of Arnie's hat shots. God rest his soul. Alito over Carthage, 41-40 in overtime to win the 2A state championship earlier today. Alito was down 18 points, rather, excuse me, 18 points in the fourth quarter. I was here for that game. The 1A final, which was actually played second, went to South Beloit, the Sobos with the state championship. And a pickoff here, and he's going to take it to the house. It's Mike Batts with the touchdown on the interception, 30 yards, and Driscoll Catholic just keeps adding to that lead.
Yeah, it's tough. He's going to have to feel for the Mount Carmel team. Nothing's gone right for him all day. But on the flip side, Batts has played a great game, and now he gets a chance to get his name in the book with an interception for a touchdown. And now we're getting close to 50 points here.
Did he step out of bounds?
Looks like they did.
Yeah, it's not a touchdown.
It's not a touchdown.
No touchdown. He took it into the house, but apparently stepped out of bounds on the way there. So it's still 42-0. It'll be first down and 10 for the Highlanders from the 22-yard line. And again, the Highlanders with their reserves in there. That's number 37 with the carry, Mike Segretti. He's 5'9" junior, 160 pounds.
Yeah, Mike's got a few carries this year. He's got 80 yards on the season and 22 carries. They have beaten some people pretty good, so he's probably got some time earlier in the season.
22 rushes for 80 yards coming into the ball game. Playing in the state championship game here, Danny Swick, the tight end at quarterback. And to give that time is Tom Hohensee. He's actually a defensive, he plays linebacker. So we were talking about this in between games about the old hat game. You just throw your name in the hat and, you know, you call out a position and they pick your name and that's the position you play. And that's the situation Tim Rackey is in right now here, up 42-0. Tim Rackey in his 5th year, 12-1 in the postseason, winners of 9 straight, going for 10 straight here. And that's Segretti brought down. Luke Drone with the tackle.
Yeah, good play there by Drone. He's got a lot of pride. He's not going to want to let Driscoll get in the end zone here. They're still playing hard. They do not want to allow a score here.
Well, you look at this Mount Carmel tradition, and we say the Aces tradition is second to none. 20 straight playoff appearances. They've been in the playoffs every year since you were a player. That's how long they've been doing that.
That's a long time ago. That is a long time ago, but yeah, they've had a great program. And Coach Peach is doing a great job continuing that, bringing them to the state championship game 2 years in a row. And they're not done. They've got a good program there, and they're going to continue to make waves in Illinois football.
29 North Egypt Conference titles. Coach Peach a part of that tradition as a player. He's an 86 grad of Mount Carmel. And the defense stepping up with the stop there. Judd Lewis in on the tackle.
You know, it's tough for Mount Carmel. The North Egypt Conference, you know, did not have any other playoff qualifiers this year, so they didn't have a lot of people that tested them earlier in the season. Then obviously they had their playoff games, but the team's caliber of Driscoll, they don't get to play that often.
This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. Back in Champaign after this network break. Driscoll Catholic 42-0 lead. This is Summers. Some hard-fought yardage there. This Driscoll defense has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, they have. Now they're bringing out some of their defensive players. There goes Gephardt. They're bringing him out. A big roar from the crowd. He deserves it. He had a great game, both offensively and defensively, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. He was really their first half offense.
2nd and 3 for the Golden Aces. Luke Drone overthrows his man Brewer, was the intended receiver, and you know, the numbers aren't going to bear it out tonight, but if I was starting a high school football rotisserie league, I would want number 2 on my team. I think I'd want Matt Mahaney too, but I want Luke Drone there as well.
Yeah, Luke Drone is a great player. He's had a great career there at Mount Carmel. Last year he brought him to the state championship as well as this year. His stats are phenomenal. He's thrown for 1,900 yards. He's run for almost 800, almost 3,000 yards of total offense, and Luke Drone's shoulders alone this year.
Drone fakes the handoff, and the big tackle there, Segretti steps up with the stick. 4:20 to play. Up next, the 3A state championship. Immaculate Conception tries to make it 2 for 2 for the Suburban Catholic League. They take on DuQuoin, home of the DuQuoin State Fair.
Well, IC's only loss coming to this team that we're watching today, and you can see why they struggled against this Driscoll team.
There's Drone with some room to run. He hasn't had much tonight, and he's out across midfield. And the Aledo Carthage game was so exciting today. I didn't get to mention that Aledo is the hometown of country music star Susie Boggess.
Really?
Darn.
Susie who?
Susie Boggess.
I have no idea who Susie Boggess is.
She was like the new artist of the year a few years back.
My goodness, I'm out of it. I am out of it.
Yeah, you're a dad. You can't help it.
That's right. Oh,
fumble. Uh-oh. Oh. And here comes Driscoll Catholic again. Joe Sinise, junior linebacker, picks up the fumble. And it's just been all Driscoll Catholic tonight.
You almost need a white flag. It's just like, hey, let's call this thing off. It's just tough.
Summers with the fumble.
It's tough to keep your focus. The game right now, the game's totally out of reach for Mount Carmel, and they're obviously not concentrating now. Gets a little bit sloppy.
And you hate to see guys with the careers that Luke Drone has had, and Jake Summers for Mount Carmel, and some of their linemen, Chris Johnston up front, Josh Schalk. They've had great careers at Mount Carmel, and you hate to see it end like this here tonight.
Right, but you can't take away what they've done.
Back-to-back second place.
Unbelievable. You know, that's good football, and they'll never forget these runs that they've had to the state championship.
Best 4A football team outside of Addison.
That's right. That's right. They could have been playing their best game tonight, and I don't know if they'd be able to stay with Driscoll. Driscoll really came in, I think, just prepared excellently by their coaching staff, and they've executed flawlessly, basically.
Very impressive showing tonight. Matt Mahaney, 183 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, as Segretti gets the carry, and the Mount Carmel defense hasn't stopped playing with 1:50 left. Gebhardt, 128 yards rushing and a touchdown. He also had a touchdown receiving. Greg Turner really didn't have that big a game. I mean, he's a great player. 2 catches for 2 touchdowns.
They didn't really need to go to him. I
No.
mean, it wasn't that important today. I mean, he's the guy that makes big plays for him, and they never got in pressure situations.
He didn't have a running play from scrimmage.
No.
Here's the pitch to Segretti. Luke Drone and Wayne Hamill in there for Mount Carmel.
I got a feeling, though, Greg Turner's got a few more good games left in him next year when he's a senior. I think we'll hear a lot more about Greg Turner. They'll have to find somebody to throw to him, and I don't know who their backup quarterback is. It's ready to step in for Mahaney, but he's obviously got a nice target to throw to.
Well, Tim Racky and I have a thing going. I call him every Thanksgiving night now. It's 2 years in a row, and we talk football. I said, we've got to stop meeting like this, Coach. He's like, well, actually, I kind of like it, you know. I mean, I call him Thanksgiving night, and he's there working in the office 2 years in a row, and I'm sure he'd like to keep doing that every year.
That's right. So there are a lot of other coaches around the state.
And, you know, this was a 3A team. They became 4A when they went to the 8 classes. Coach Racky wasn't necessarily a proponent of that, but it's worked out, you know.
You still got to play football no matter what class you are, and they can do it at Driscoll.
Driscoll Catholic state champs in 3A in 1991, and they will make it back-to-back 4A state championships, the 10th win in a row in the postseason for the guys in the black and gold. How you doing? 42-0 our score. Back with the end after this network break. Little Blues action there, bringing us back from break. And the Highlanders have plenty of reason to celebrate here tonight. Drone with the completion to Brewer, and he's out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. But that is going to do it. Driscoll Catholic scored early and often, and they are your 4A state champions.
Well-deserved lead. They just played a great game. Congratulations to Coach Racky and all the Highlanders and all their fans. Fantastic show here today for everyone that's here at Memorial Stadium.
And we talked about it in the 2A game. Congratulations to Mount Carmel as well. 13-0 coming into this ball game. State champs in 1981. Second a year ago in a heartbreaking loss in double overtime. They make it back to the state championship game where they lose here tonight. They're taking nothing away from the great season they had as the Highlanders hightail it to midfield to celebrate their second straight 4A state title.
It's a great feeling. You know, it's different when you're winning the 35-0 at halftime. A lot of these guys, they had been thinking we've got this in the bag at halftime, and some of the exciting emotions taken away when you're winning that big at halftime. But they're still having a great time out there on the field.
Kind of similar to the 4A state title you won with Woodstock back in 1983. A similar game against Washington. You were up big at the half.
Yeah, we were up 35-6 and a half, and we remember looking at each other saying, what can we do differently? And there wasn't much the coaches could say, and I'm sure Coach Racky just said, don't let down, and they didn't. They came out and continued the great play that they showed in the first half.
Darren Peach, a class act. He didn't get a chance to go for 2 this year.
No,
we kidded with him the other night. He took a little bit of heat last year for going for 2 in overtime, which was a gutsy call at the time. He wanted to go for the win. His team wanted to go for the win. They went for it and fell short. Unfortunately for Mount Carmel, they didn't get that chance. The Highlanders and Mel Gibson dominant in this game. He's wearing a kilt and pants.
That's a good look. That's a good look.
Very good look for him.
Yeah, it is on him.
And Tim Racky, former, and both coaches, graduates of these schools, former players in these programs, and that's a great thing to see them carry on the traditions at their respective schools. Again,
another good show of sportsmanship by both teams today. Look at them, they're hugging. These guys know each other. They know each other well from last year's game, and
sure,
they were excited to probably play again this year. They've been looking forward to it, and it wasn't exciting as we hoped, but you can't take anything away from Driscoll because they just came and played their hearts out today and did a great job.
Tim Racky said the intensity would be higher than last year in this ball game, and it was for his Driscoll Catholic Highlanders. They are state champs. Coach Racky is with Kurt Pegler.
Thank you, Lee. Congratulations, Tim. I know that you said that you were not going to give up. You had a 35-point halftime lead. Your team played almost a flawless game tonight.
And it's ironic because this is what we've been striving for all year. You couldn't ask for a better ending. We put together 4 quarters of that elusive, just 4 quarters of football like that. I mean, I'm in awe. And these seniors being under the gun, at any level, it's hard to do anything twice, being under the microscope, being the hunted. So my seniors, you go as far as your senior leadership takes you, they went the distance. I'm very proud of my seniors.
And back-to-back state championships against obviously a very good Mount Carmel school.
Oh, they have our programs are so similar, where they have a great tradition, as do we, and I have great respect for Coach Peach. And just the fact that making it to the state final, those guys had a great year, and they'll be back. That program's loaded.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. The victorious head coach of the state champion, Addison Driscoll, 42-0 after a shutout of Mount Carmel here in the Class 4A state championship game. Back with more on the IHSA television network.
Community, but boy, Mount Carmel, they live and breathe it down there.
Yeah, it is. It's a great atmosphere, and that's what high school football is about. The whole community getting behind the team, and they had a big crowd here today. Unfortunately, they didn't have a lot to cheer about, but it's great to see the support from Mount Carmel.
And there you see the Driscoll Catholic guys headed up for their second straight state championship trophy. Number 7, Matt Mahaney, up there to accept. Tim Racky up there, and the Driscoll Catholic captains up there as well.
Great moment for these guys to get back here. It's always tough to repeat, and as Coach Racky said, they got a bullet on their chest, or excuse me, they had what do you put on your chest?
I think those are bullseyes.
Bullseyes.
You don't really want to put one on.
Yeah, and you don't really want to bullet in your chest, do you?
Right, no.
That other bull thing, yeah. Well, they've done a great job, and they have done something that many teams don't get to do, and that's repeat. And great job, Matt Mahaney. There's their captains up there, all of them receiving their medallions.
Drew DeLudio.
There's Anthony Gephardt right there on the left.
What a great game he had. He had 128 yards, all that in the first half. He could have run all night.
Yeah, he caught the ball, too. He had a big reception for a touchdown.
Brian Burgeon, number 59.
Yep.
He was a backup tight end a year ago, played left guard this year. Those are the guys you got to remember, those big linemen up there. I mean, we can talk Matt Mahaney and Anthony Gebhardt and Greg Turner till we're blue in the face, but those linemen, those other guys out there really make the things happen. And second straight state championship for Driscoll.
Build the trophy case a little bit bigger. I like that, sharing it with the rest of the team.
When do you go to sleep after you win a state championship game, Coach?
I don't think. The thing about it is they're going to go to their hotel tonight. Look out. Wherever they're staying, it's going to be nuts. Nobody sleeps the night after a state championship.
That's what I thought.
I'm sure there'll be something big waiting for them when they get back to Addison as well.
Done it 2 years in a row. They had a real test their first round game against Burlington Central. They won 17-13 there. Beat Lombard Martini, got past Byron in the quarterfinals, 39-18. Big win at Princeton last week, holding the Tigers to just 17 second half yards. And the win here tonight in decisive fashion, 42-0 for the Driscoll Highlanders.
Well, they got to be really satisfied. They avenged their loss to Montini in the playoffs. They lost to them 33-31 in the regular season, got a chance to play them again, beat them on their way to repeating as state championship over Mount Carmel, where they had an unbelievable battle. It's just got to be a great, satisfying feeling for Coach Racky, the fans, and all the kids. They've really done everything they needed to do to repeat a state championship.
You add all that up and you get one of those.
That's right.
With a number 1 on it. Congratulations to Tim Racky.